Hi everybody, this is Konstantin Reinfeldt and I'm back on YouTube with another harmonica lesson. Today we're going to talk about how to make use of contrasts. Contrasts might be one of the most important things in music. I'm thinking improvisation here. Like if you make use of contrasts in your solo, people are going to keep listening, make things more interesting in general. Also, if you think about the best musical moments that give you goosebumps, usually it's something unexpected happening in the music. So there's so many ways of doing this and also so many parameters to apply contrasts to. We're going to look at the melodic side of things for this video and going to improvise a lot using two scales. And we're going to highlight the difference between them, kind of. The major pentatonic and the minor pentatonic, two scales you might be familiar with, playing in the key of G, second position on the C harmonica. We might add the flatted 5 to the minor pentatonic to make it the blues scale. And we're solely going to play along to this cello drone in the key of G. So this drone only plays the root note G, and you can also hear a D like the perfect fifth above. And it enables us to play both major and minor scales over this. And also we aren't restricted or like rushed by any groove underneath. But of course, you can do this with other backing tracks too, in other contexts, and especially in a 12-bar blues, or even on a one-chord blues, where you just got a G7 chord. Because the thing is, you probably heard this before, you can play both major and minor over a major chord, especially a dominant 7th chord, and that's the chord type we're dealing with in blues most of the time, right? So thinking about these triads first, we got the major triad in the key of G, consisting of G, B, and D. That's 2, 3, 4 draw on the harmonica. And the minor triad, G, B flat, D. So 2-hole draw, 3-hole half step bend, 4-hole draw. So 3 notes we can't play at the same time on the harmonica. We gotta arpeggiate them. As I told you before, we're gonna make use of these two scales. I'm gonna tap them out for you in case you don't know about them. So let's start out with the major pentatonic. Just tapping this out. Yeah, 2 octaves should be fine. Sounds like country music, very pentatonic based. So this is the major pentatonic. And my first advice, before we're gonna start highlighting the difference between the two scales, playing the harmonica along to the backing track or like the cello drone, we wanna practice them separately, like individually, and just focus on the major pentatonic first and then the minor pentatonic, and then we can analyze and look at them and look at the different notes, like which note really makes a difference here, and then we're gonna apply. So this is the major pentatonic. Let's just listen to this and make use of the stuff I talked about earlier in the last video. You should check out if you haven't done so already. What am I talking about there? Yeah, practicing scales, how to practice scales. So you can apply these methods. So this sounds really good, right? And playing the major third, the 3-hole draw naturally, we can make this drone sound major. We can really hear as soon as it locks in and we are at the right pitch. So this is the major pentatonic. Let me copy this over. Minor pentatonic. So this is a little harder in the upper octave because you need the 6-hole overblow. And for the sake of these exercises, we really want to intonate this 3-hole half step bend accurately. We aren't thinking blues where actually the 3-whole half-step bend or this blue note on the third can be something in between. We really want to hit the pitches as they are on a piano, right? So 6th overbow, which if you're able to play it, like usually it might be a little low, like you gotta think a little higher than that. We could add the flatted 5, which is another blue note here. So let me put this in brackets here. Full half-step bend. Oh, that's the wrong spot. Move it over. There it is. And in the upper octave, there will be a 7/0 overdraw. Let me put that one in brackets too. Nice. There you have it. That's the blues scale. So that's the upper octave. Kind of challenging, but it can sound nice if your harmonica is well set up and stuff. And you got your practice in and stuff. Maybe you can even bend up the overblows. You can get so bluesy up there. So that's cool, but we're going to focus on the lower octave. Easy. So now we can also play this one over the drone. Again, first we want to practice them separately. Really want to lock in with that 3/0 half-step bend to make this sound minor. Adding the third blue note, so besides 3/0 half-step bend and 5/0 draw, for half-step bend, that D flat would be like the third blue note here. So that's the sound. We're gonna want to get used to the sound and like get this big picture of the scale in our minds and stuff. Check out the video I uploaded a few days ago. But now we want to take a look at both scales at the same time. Let's see if we can actually make space for this on screen. Let's just focus on the lower octave for now. So it's the minor pentatonic. Then I'm going to add the major pentatonic again. And let's see, what are the differences here? Like, very obvious, the third, the major third and the minor third. Like, let's listen to how this one changes the color of the drone from major to minor and back. Playing the major third, 3/0 draw. Three-0 half-step bend for minor sound. And back, 3/0 draw. So that's probably the most important one, very obvious. But then also you can see the major pentatonic includes the 3/0 whole step bend. So that's also another note you could resolve the 3/0 half step bend to, moving over to the major pentatonic. What else? Obviously, that's a clear sign for the blues. The 4/0 half step bend is not part of the major pentatonic. So that's a very strong color. Like playing the major pentatonic for a while and then hitting that 4/0 half step bend very consciously with a lot of intent. Amazing. That's the stuff that gives you goosebumps, kind of. And then the other blue note that makes the difference here, like the minor pentatonic includes the 5/0 draw, which is an F, and the major pentatonic includes the 5/0 blow. So I'm just thinking right now, you could also just take a very few notes and go back and forth between the scales, kind of. This is very nice too. So that could be playing the first three notes of the major pentatonic here. G, A, B, G. Sorry, A and G. G, A, B, A, G. And then playing the first three notes of the minor pentatonic. Two-all draw, three-all half step and four-hole blow. So that's G, B flat, C, B flat, G. So this one really highlights the most important difference between the two. Besides that, we can just get in there, play the whole scale now, and the exercise is really just like going back and forth between the two colors, and you aren't rushed by any rhythm. You can change very consciously anytime you want, but make it clear. That's the thing. If you're working towards it and there's some intent behind it, that's amazing. So I'm going to start out with some major pentatonic, and then I'm going back and forth. And let me know if this makes sense. If this is helpful, drop me some comments in the comment section below if you got any questions or ideas for future lessons. If you like these, check out my Patreon. You can support me there. Makes it so much easier to record more of these harmonica lessons. And yeah, there's some other cool links in the description box below. Let's go. So that's my little improvisation, very consciously going back and forth between major pentatonic and minor pentatonic. And you can do this over a 1-chord blues 2, and you can do this over a 12-bar blues 2, especially switching over to the minor pentatonic as soon as you get to bar 5 and 6 of the 12-bar blues, playing over the 4-chord. That's very useful. And then also, something else you could use is just sticking to one of the scales, preferably in this case the major pentatonic, and really waiting for a while before getting bluesy and then hitting them with the blue notes. 3 half step bend, 4 half step bend, 5/4 draw. Like, these are your signal notes, kind of. And get bluesy. Play double stops. Play some bends. Add some expression with your hands. That's another video. But I'm gonna close this off doing that. A lot of major pentatonic before I'm gonna get really bluesy, and then the video ends.